Hey guys, this is Javin with AudioMediaProductionService.com. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the scene section of the Behringer X32. Your scene section is over on the right side of the console. You have a view button like you do on all the other sections. You have an undo button, you have a go button, a previous, and a next. So from this section, if you had another scene that you needed to go to, especially in a festivals type situation, you can have the next bands queued up and your go would light up and flash, but until you hit that, it actually wouldn't load that scene. So be very careful of that section of the board and make sure you're not hitting any of those buttons during your show, because if you accidentally load the next scene, you might lose everything. Your routing, patching might go away depending on what the next scene is. You create a lot of feedback depending on what your monitors are and the way the channels are on. So to hit the view button on that section, it will bring it up on the screen. As you can see, I have a bunch of scenes already in my console. We have a go button, which is the load button. And if I was wanting to load up another scene, it'll ask you, are you sure you want to load it? You'd hit the right arrow for yes, left arrow for no. So in this case, I'm not going to do it because that'll change my recording for you guys. You have a save scene, so that's how you save the scenes. You can name the scene and add a little note next to it. You can save a scene to a USB drive. You can load from a USB drive too. And then you have scene safes. So if you just wanted to load parts of the scene, but you didn't want to load the routing, you can just go ahead and select that. And now it won't load that aspect of the console or that scene, that snapshot you saved into the console. Go to the next tab. We have a queue list. So you can queue up your scenes. You can queue up snippets. And I believe you can run this off a MIDI foot controller if you'd like. Next tab, we got snippet section. So a snippet is pretty much like a scene, but on a per channel basis or a per function basis. So if you wanted to save certain aspects of the console or little slight changes from song to song, you could do that here and recall them. For example, I have a band that I do sound for that the drummer sings Baby Got Back. Believe it or not. But there's no drummer playing drums, so he's up on the front of the stage and they all rely off of the tracks. So I got to crank the tracks a lot louder during that song for all their monitors. So I personally save the change in the console so I don't have to manually by hand do it, and then I can get it back from show to show perfectly where they needed it. So example, I'll go ahead and load it. It'll ask you want to load snippet? Yes. And now if you look over on the input section, you'll see the change happen. And I mean, you can even do your snippets as, say if you wanted different effects on certain effect slots from song to song. So you can do it that way without taking up other effect slots. Next tab, we have the parameter save. This is where you can say you got a novice engineer. You don't want them to have access to certain parts of the board. You can lock them out of that here. For example, you got mix bus sends that he can't touch, or mix buses like the EQs and the comps on them, or the preamp EQ gates, and bigger settings like the global configuration, solo routing, things like that, output batch. Next section, we have the channel safes, just like the parameter safes, but it's on a per channel basis. So you can lock certain parts of channels. And then we have the MIDI section. This brings up your cue list and assigns it to your foot controller. So that pretty much covers the scene section. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, like and share my channel, please. And if you got any ideas for future videos, let me know. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.